Welcome to Lifestyles of the Strange and Exotic Random Review. And this is a DVD set that I picked up at the Will for $2. And it's World War I, the war to end all wars. And it is from Mill Creek Entertainment, 2011. And this is a... where'd it go? It's a 10-part series, and I think it goes... running time 7.5 hours. And I'm actually fairly impressed, especially with this company. It's not quite Ken Burns' level of cinematography, but it's pretty close. It's very good. You can tell they took a lot of care in their subject matter, and they take their time in trying to relay the information. This is really interesting because they're actually talking to World War I veterans. And it's in black and white, so I don't know if it's in like the 50s or 60s they're talking to them, because they're not quite seniors. They're not as old as our World War II vets are, but they're older people, so you know, it's really interesting to hear, you know, a documentary with World War I veterans being, you know, interviewed. And it's really interesting. And of course you have, it's not quite linear per se. It is and it isn't. It does sort of kind of backtrack, like the one I just recently watched was about the Red Baron and the Flying Corps and, you know, the aerial aspect of it. So they'll kind of like veer off the linear timeline, but it does start off with the whole thing with the Kaiser and all, you know, how the pieces are kind of in place where everybody was just waiting for that one idiot to, you know, do something to give everybody else the excuse to have World War I. You know, they were, the way the world was at that point, they were just waiting for it, you know. They needed an excuse for war. It was strange. I don't know. So it does kind of go into that whole preemptive stuff, and then through the war, and then through the different places. So there's a lot of material here, and it's a very good quality. I usually I find a lot of stuff, of course, on World War II. So I mean, for me, even Churchill said it's the story of a 30 years war, because World War II would not have happened if they didn't screw up after the World War I, where everybody just, it was just that's what fascinates me so, and I really don't want to experience it firsthand now that we have a lunatic as president for World War III. But it's like the world just put the earth and all its people in a blender and hit high speed. You know, that's what it was like. The whole world rebooted. And it's such a fascinating, terrifying thing to really kind of try to understand, especially when I'm generations removed from, you know, even though you can, well, I don't think there's anybody left from World War I, is there? I don't think so, but you can talk to the World War II people. So, it's very, very fascinating to me. And it goes, World War I, the war to end all wars. This unique 10-part comprehensive look at the war that shaped the 20th century through rare actual battle footage and rare veteran interviews. The War to End All Wars takes you from the assassination of the Austrian Archduke in 1914 to the final desperate battles of 1918. Unique and stunning, you will go over the top. I wonder if that's what that term refers to. On the Western Front and witness the carnage in Russia. You will take to the skies in the world's first air war and ride with the legendary Lawrence of Arabia. This is more than a historical and military account of World War I. It's riveting and personal account of a defining moment in world history. Never before in the history of the world had so many countries fought on so many far-flung battlefields. Never had so many soldiers lost their lives. Never had there ever been such an unending hell on earth. Never has there been such a remarkable look at the war to end all wars. And then there's a slideshow. Bonus features includes historic World War I photo slideshow. So, if you're into history, even if you're just a World War II buff, I don't see how you can be a World War II buff and not acknowledge World War One. Highly, highly recommend this particular collector's edition. And this is DVD. And it's World War One, The War to End All Wars by Mill Creek Entertainment. And their website is www.millcreekent.com. So you might be able to find this probably on Amazon too. I mean, these are fairly inexpensive because I've gotten a few others. I don't know if it's necessarily Mill Creek, but they're fairly affordable, and this I just happened to find at the Will. So I'll say, yeah, 5 stars. Definitely worth a pickup. So thank you for watching. Do remember to comment, rate, share, and subscribe. There's always room for one more at the Strange and Exotic. See you next time. Bye.